I'm going to try and take it easy on you in this session since the name suggests you've hit rock bottom. So, right now is not the time for you to hear what you could have, should have done. But some truths need to be told, and more importantly, how to fix everything to better than it was, especially if this is not your first time here at rock bottom. So, you remember when you were a little kid, maybe early teenager, nothing anyone said or did bothered you for more than 10 minutes. Maybe you're asking, what does this have to do with my current situation? These are trivial issues at a trivial age, and that's just how kids operate. Well, it has everything to do with your current situation. Today, I'll walk you through the 6 steps of successfully getting out of rock bottom. So, number 1, recognizing childhood patterns and using them to your advantage. Number 2, knowing that not everything was your fault, but you need working on the ones that were. Number 3, climbing out of rock bottom. Number 4, goats who've been down the same road as you are on right now. And number 5, how to manage and improve your food, your health, your friendships, your sadness, your money, especially during this crucial time. And number 6, discovering yourself easily and wisely to get the best version of you. Okay, so to begin with, if you are at rock bottom right now, the worst of all feelings which you may not recognize, but it's playing in there at the back of your head, is the feeling of being lost. You're lost, completely lost. And let's be honest, when you're at rock bottom, that's when things need to start happening. That's when things need to start changing quick. You could be there right now for multiple reasons. And the most obvious ones are you lost your job or a lot of money. It could be that someone in your family died and you're experiencing loss. It could be that you've served hard time in prison and now you're out and you're trying to find your space. Or most probably it could be that your partner left you and everyone disconnected from you. So let's begin with the first one, recognizing some childhood patterns and how using them could work to our advantage. See, regardless of where your pain is coming from at the moment, just go back in time a bit. When you were, say, 12, 14, and you got told off or yelled at, maybe received a couple of physical acts of discipline by your parents. Maybe you bruised yourself playing softball. Maybe that girl you tried sitting next to at lunch moved to the other table, leaving you embarrassed. Maybe you misplaced a couple of bucks. All these are real world problems we deal with today as well. All of them, according to your age and priorities back then. The magnitude of the pain inflicted would have felt the same back then as it does now, since your threshold and understanding for how to manage pain has multiplied through previous painful experiences. But back then, nothing could possibly let you lose sleep over it. Nothing would bother you for too long. Now see, here's the thing. As adults, we've let go of these traits as we get more and more involved in the negativity and the toxicity and start building this ego and persona about ourselves and how we react to situations. And so we adapt a trait of this need to feel pain. Whether silently or publicly, the subconscious idea is to resonate the pain to receive some sort of relief or some sort of closure in return. We build egos. We hold on to tragedies and have let go of our younger self who knew how to just let go of things very quickly. But have you ever thought about the other childhood traits that you needed to ditch along the way as well? Why do we still hold on to those? I mean, if you were a whiner, you're probably still complaining. If you got your way throwing tantrums, you probably get upset when things don't go your way now. If you were the one who picked fights and bullied other people, then you use your anger to get your way. If you were a stubborn child, you probably evolved into a disagreeable person. If you were an inquisitive child, you probably overread and analyzed things deeply, often getting disappointed in your own thoughts, which you've now carried on till today. So you see, we retain the negative habits and let go of the ones that can certainly help us make it through the difficulties and pitfalls of life. Similarly, you must try and rebring the state of nonchalant when anything could happen to you, but it only slows you down for a moment. And then you pick yourself up again and move. Now, I'm not saying move on and do nothing about the current situation. What I'm saying is put aside your pain, which I'll talk to you about a little bit later on. Put aside your pain and work on changing the situation by building yourself so that you never get to rock bottom again, especially if you've been here before. So try a day at a time, start pushing painful memories away. Don't try to think about them. Don't force yourself to relive them. You could ignore unpleasant situations as a kid. You can do it again. You definitely can do it right now. And when the thoughts come to you, stop. Just stop thinking. Push them away. Because when you start entertaining your thoughts, you won't get out of that rabbit hole. Okay, so push those thoughts away. Stop thinking about them. Next, knowing that not everything was your fault, but you need to work on the ones that were. Okay, regardless of if you want to fix a bad situation that you caused or you're trying to pick up some of your own broken pieces and move on. The first and most important thing is you need to stop accepting this pain and you need to start understanding why you hit rock bottom, why you got here. You know, it's unbelievable how much information you can gather about yourself when you're in this place. So don't be in a hurry to get out from here. You have truly to find each reason that got you here and use it as you are gradually building steps to come out from this place. Each reason that got you here needs to be fixed and then used as a step. And then the next reason needs to be fixed and then another step and then the next step and the next step. These steps will lift you out of where you are at the moment. Not only will it lift you out where you are at the moment, but it will take you to great heights you would have never imagined, simply because you're willing to accept this way of progress by recognizing what the changes are and you're willing to make those changes. Think about the reasons that led to this disaster. Think far back. Focus on yourself and why the problem happened. Don't focus on the problem and how other people made it happen. Look for patterns. Not just for a similar situation you're in right now, but general patterns in your life. Have things repeated themselves? Have relationships repeated themselves, good or bad? Maybe you've been in a similar relationship before. Maybe you've been in trouble more than many times before. Maybe certain not so obvious things have played out in front of you more than once. Recollect these patterns. Think about the times of these occurrences. You'll find something everywhere, something that needs to be fixed or adjusted in you. You'll find it. Like I said, rock bottom is a very, very powerful place. You can find out so much about yourself here. It's going to take a while for you to overcome what you're going through. There's no fast forward button to getting rid of emotional pain. But this is the time you really get to take the best version out of yourself. So don't weigh yourself down for what's happened. No one understands what you've been through. And now you need to understand what you've been through and help yourself in making the best out of the situation. Moving forward, let's talk about forcing yourself out of rock bottom. Okay, you need to force yourself out of this place. So pay attention now, okay? Your soul is crying out to you for help. Your willpower, using the help of your body, must help your soul to come out of this state. Through your actions and choices over the next few weeks and months, you will be able to assist your mind and your soul to be freed from giving or receiving destruction and pain. I will get into the actions and choices you should make and when I speak about the food and the health and work in a bit. But right now you need to make a choice. You can remain and do nothing, watch this video and do nothing, slowly slip away into making the same mistakes again. Yeah. And that would be truly a waste of what you've been through. All that for nothing. So focus on trying to take one step at a time every day and to just make yourself a better version of yourself. You need you. So don't do yourself wrong. Don't shortchange yourself. Don't doubt yourself. Don't feel sorry for yourself. Don't regret. Don't look for your weaknesses. Don't look for payback. Don't look for rebounds. Now is not the time. Your soul needs you. Okay? So take it easy and be there for yourself. You lost friends? Good. You lost your partner? Good. You lost your money? Good. You've wasted time? Good. You have nothing to live for or no one to live for anymore? Good. Why am I saying good for all these things? Because all of these are prerequisites for change. And now is the time to change all this. And it starts with you. You need to make yourself good enough to be worth getting back everything and more than what you lost. These are the first steps of getting out of where you are right now. No negative feelings about yourself, okay? I'll get to how you can use your body and your willpower to make your soul and your feelings more uplifted and to understand that you're not alone and many, many have tread these paths before. Famous celebrities that have been down this path and they went through all this after they were already successful and they rose even further after their fall. Oprah, Steve Jobs, J.K. Rowling, they all got fired from their jobs and went broke only to bounce right back to the top. Sandra Bullock and her bounce back after her shattering divorce, which felt she could never recover from. Winona Ryder, named and shamed for theft, left Hollywood, discarding her. Owen Wilson, not only did he hit rock bottom, not only was he in the most desperate situations in his life, he failed to take his own life in a suicide attempt. And look at him now. And who doesn't know Robert Downey Jr.? Journeys to the deepest parts of hell. And not did he only make it back alive and bounce back, he bounced back so high, making him the Iron Man that touches the sky. You can do it too. We all can do it. You need to come out of this current state so you can prove yourself to yourself. And once you've reached the best version of you, you need to reach out and help others to come out of where you are today. This would be your moral obligation as a human to humanity. It is your moral responsibility. So that's the goal, to pick yourself up, no matter how hard it feels at the moment. Crawl if you have to. Drag yourself forward. Just move forward. And when you get far enough, you need to turn around and look into all the depressed eyes and pull the rest out of where you just pulled yourself out from. You can do that, and that's what you have to do. That was just a quick rundown of some bounce back stories, and that now is the time for you to create your own bounce back story. Next, we look at how to manage and improve your food, your health, your friendships, your sadness, your money during this crucial period. To begin with, I know easier said than done, but you must discipline yourself on a schedule. You have to do that. Take little steps, you'll see little results. Any result is good nonetheless. Take big steps, you'll see big results. Okay, so number one, if you don't eat healthy, at least change one meal. Maybe you're already a healthy eater. Well, then create a cheat day and eat twice as much junk. And don't feel guilty about it. I know you will, but don't feel guilty about it. You need to feel good about yourself. You need the dopamine spikes. Number two, if you don't work out, at least start a 20-minute daily walk. If you're already a gym shark, then add a yoga or meditation or swimming session to your weekly schedule. This will allow you, your overworking testosterone to relax a little bit and will create a rejuvenation for your workouts. And stay off those steroids. Please just stay off those steroids. The steroid spikes is not what you need right now. It will only lead to you losing further self-control and getting upset at trivial things. So if you don't want to be a prick, then don't prick yourself, okay? Number three, if you have no friends and don't want to go out of your way to make any friends, then the next time you're at a gas station, just stop and speak to the attendant. You'd be surprised how far that conversation is going to make you feel better. Number four, if you're feeling extremely broken, let someone, even a stranger, share their problem with you. You don't share your problem with them. Listen to their problem, and you will see how far that goes too. Another thing you can do, when you're feeling broken, is give. Even if it means going to the lake and feeding the ducks, just give in any way, and you'll feel lighter. You'll feel better. Number five, if your finances aren't cutting it out, find a second job. Don't waste time, don't experiment. Find a second part-time job quick and try and make it something constructive. Try and find a job at a clinic or a library or a gym, anywhere that will add extra value to your uphill journey right now. So these are the 5 simple changes that will give you the initial spark for liftoff, okay? And the idea is to introduce new things to your routine with the idea to release small but consistent dosages of dopamine, which will lead you to gradually moving towards greatness, okay? I'm serious. Now let's look at how you can discover yourself easily and wisely to get the best version of you. Now is the time to discover yourself. So please stop posting your pain on social media. Please stop doing that. If you have the time, you'd rather go on apps like Meetup. There are tons of groups over there, hybrid sessions, meetups, almost anything that you could possibly be interested in, whether it's business meetups, professional meetups, book reading groups, music clubs, football groups, quantum physics groups, faith groups. It's endless. I'm sure there must be other popular apps depending on where you live. Use those apps. Get out there. It costs nothing. But when you pick the groups and the type of activities, pick them wisely. It's your time to level up. Join groups that take you towards that direction. Some good groups to join would be business networking groups, Stoic Society groups, chess groups, board games, environmental educational hiking groups. You know, as long as you hang around with the right people, you will move yourself to a better position through opportunities of networking and just wanting to live again. So to sum it up, it's pretty simple. Don't make drastic changes or announcements on social media, even if subliminal messages. People aren't stupid. And basically, just find the right people and the right activities, and you'll start moving in the right direction. Okay, guys? So I'm going to leave you with this thought today. Ask yourselves, did I bring this upon myself? Was I not appreciating enough of whatever I lost? Or was it the opposite? That I was giving so much, yet I was dependent and weak in whatever I lost? Be honest with yourself. Were you the tough guy, or were you the soft guy? The bad guy or the nice guy? There's only 2 options, and that right there should give you enough insight to adjust your bearings for your new journey ahead. So let me leave you with a thought of mine. You can't get too tough. You'll break the things around you. And you can't get too soft. The things around you will break you. Even if no one in the world saw any goodness in you, they were wrong, because they could not see deep enough and far enough at the wounded champion that lives inside you. And now it's time for that champ to come out. Stay safe, stay positive, and keep taking that step forward.